to talk about mental health awareness is Disaster Mental Health Supervisor Bob Jolley. Bob?
In response to disasters, whether a home fire or tornado, hurricane, floods, wildfires, Red Cross provides food and shelter for people who are in need. And in addition to that, provide individual disaster care. That includes disaster mental health, health services, and spiritual care services.
Can you talk about what you don't do as a disaster mental health supervisor?
What we don't do is therapy. We don't do formal evaluations of people's mental health status and provide diagnosis. That's not part of what we do. Most of our work is very short term. There's no lengthy counseling or connection with people. Generally, the deployments, even in the largest national disaster responses, are 2 to 3 week deployments. And people may see clients in a shelter setting on a daily basis over a course of a week or 10 days. But by and large, that would be the extent of the involvement with people. So short term, no therapy per se, no evaluations or diagnosis is what we don't do in mental health.
I see. And if there's someone out there who's interested in volunteering, who can be a disaster mental health volunteer for the Red Cross? And if there are folks who are interested in volunteering, how can they get that started?
Two responses. The first is Red Cross has a myriad of opportunities. If you're interested in volunteering, if people are interested in volunteering at all, there certainly will be a role for whatever it is that you do in Red Cross. For people who have an interest in mental health specifically, the expectation is eligibility through a master's degree in a psychological field and licensure in the state where they are located. Those are the basic requirements. It's essentially then going to the Red Cross org website, looking under volunteer, finding the volunteer application formula which goes to Washington and then will be routed back to the folks here in New England. We would be delighted to have other folks join us in that process.
Bob, you've been a wealth of information on disaster mental health. Certainly happy to be able to talk to you today. Is there anything you'd like to add about what you do or the work of the Red Cross?
People often ask, how do you manage to deal with folks who've been through this kind of difficult situation, these disasters, and are surprised that we managed to do that? I think my answer generally is it is challenging. It is difficult work at times that we do, but there's a sense of giving back for what we've accomplished in the field, those of us who've worked in mental health capacity. It's a way to give back and a satisfaction in helping some of the people that we meet with in our volunteer situation.
Bob, thank you for joining me today. I appreciate the conversation.
You bet. My pleasure.